what a tough storyline to film. I bet it's taken it out of you.
It has been. It's been a sort of a 6-month spiral really for the character, and it has been utterly exhausting.
It's been a relatively quick descent as well, you know, to see him go from this like really caring, upstanding, lovely guy.
Soap time's different to real time. Do you know what I mean? I think in real time, if I'd fallen off a cliff on Christmas Day, I'd still be in traction right now.
Okay.
But I think, you know, to tell the story, to show that hardworking, moral people can fall into that sort of a state is an important story to tell. So if anybody watching it, if it wards them away from, you know, sort of falling into that sort of trap, then...
It just shows you how easy it is, though, because last night, when he robbed Eileen...
I know.
Robbed Eileen. She hasn't got very much.
She doesn't.
She really doesn't. It's terrible.
Awful.
But also it was really interesting because Peter Barlow said, when I was on the booze, I would have done the same to get a drink.
Yeah, but it makes you very...
change so much and you don't even recognise this person.
Addiction makes you selfish.
It does.
You know, it makes you... It becomes all about the substance as opposed to the people around you.
What sort of reaction have you had generally to this storyline? Because, you know, when you're out and about and fans...
I think people have been shocked because Billy started off as such a sort of sweet, amiable character. For him to turn into that, I think the audiences have been shocked by it. But as I said, I think it's an important story to tell. I mean, we've, you know, Corrie's always been at the forefront of tackling very sensitive issues, from the Bethany grooming storyline that we had up to this. So I think we're as a show, we're not afraid of tackling issues and stories that
No,
need
absolutely. It's the dark side of life. We get the light side as well. We had all the scenes last night about the seance and all of that, and then, you know, Alf coming back from the dead wearing his jewellery, and it was all quite bizarre, but that's what makes Corrie.
Yes.
You know, it really does. And it's an exciting time, of course, because the new scenery was...
We had the new set opened yesterday.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It does look good. I've not had a proper chance to have a look around it yet, because we were doing so many interviews and stuff on it, but it's I can't wait to actually get there.
It just opens up so much more as well. It just opens up lots of different characters, lots of different... I love Speed Dial. I want a Speed Dial at the bottom of my house.
Yeah, and a tram stop.
I know.
There's all sorts of stuff. I can't wait to get working on it.
It's really, really cool. And you're loving your time there, aren't you? You can see that. You can see how much you love it.
I think it's amazing to... I mean, again, from an acting perspective, the storylines that I've had recently, to be able to really stretch my acting wings and do something that was totally different to how Billy was before has been brilliant.
That's why you do the job, isn't it? Because the first 10 years of your career, you were doing big, giant films. You were doing massive, big films. And there was back then a little bit of soaps, you know, not so sure. And you look at the Oscars recently, the Oscars that have just been.
Absolutely, with the guys from Hollyoaks.
The girl from Hollyoaks won an Oscar, which is amazing. Rebecca won an Oscar, and also the lassie from Neighbours.
Yes. Indeed.
It just shows you that some of the best acting that's going on is going on in their soaps.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're jobbing actors at the end of the day. You know, we go from contract to contract, and you never know what's next. I mean, Lord knows what I'll be doing in another 10 years. You know,
but that's amazing. I mean, I would be terrified, but for you guys, that's why you do it.
You're freelance. I think you just get used to that sort of continuity of work.
Now, outside of Corrie, of course, we saw two of your colleagues on Dancing on Ice. We saw Brooke and Anthony. Have you ever been tempted to do anything like that?
I can't dance on a floor, let alone on ice.
I'm with you. That's the hardest one. That's the hardest one by a mile. I don't know how many people can do. They're dancing on. It's dancing on knives.
Both of them did so well.
It's nuts.
I would be the person they kept in just because everyone felt sorry for it. Do you know what I mean?
But what about Strictly?
No.
Same?
No, I've got very busy legs.
No. Jungle? No, not interested. OK, so that's not going to happen.
I don't think so.
I must say, you're looking an awful lot better this morning than you were last night.
Thank you very much.
Very much so.
Yeah, well, I've just come back off of holiday, actually, so and it was needed. I was pretty exhausted, so it was, yes.
I hope we get him back. I hope we get Billy back. I mean, I know you can't tell me anything. I'm trying to look in your eyes, but you're not giving anything away because you're such a good actor. But I do want to get him back, but it's going to be a struggle.
It is going to be a struggle, and I think, I mean, what this story did for me initially with the Susan, with Billy finding out that he killed Susan, which is why he fell off the cliff in the first place, it never really changed Billy who Billy was for me. It was more about learning how Billy had become who he was then, why he'd become a vicar, what he'd used these dark situations. So I'm hoping that with the current storylines, that he might become a better vicar because of his experience.
Yeah, and more you would understand people more in some ways. That's a really, really good point. I'd like to see him get a nice boyfriend as well. He's not had much luck.
He hasn't had much luck, but to be fair, I mean, with his femoral artery bleed, with him falling off a cliff, a prescription painkiller addiction, now heroin, I don't think he's really had a lot of time for dating. I think his schedule's pretty packed.
Not a good account, really.
No, really.
But you never know. Perhaps looking forward for sure. So lovely to see you.
Lovely
Thank
to
you
see
so
you too.
much. And obviously we'll see you tomorrow night.
You will do.
Thank you.
You will do.
Very much indeed.